What's up, guys? It's your boy King David. I'm back at it with another video. In this video, I'm gonna talk about a couple things, and I'll bring up life force energy. I'll talk about that a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and get right into it on this video. Yeah, I've had a couple shots, probably more than a couple, so just bear with me here, and I'm just gonna go over the couple things that I've been thinking about recently, right? So you start to realize when you get to a certain age, like I'm about to be 35 years old, right, guys? You start to realize life can be kind of crazy, especially when you look back on it and you realize life is long. Life's a long journey. We say oftentimes that life is short and whatnot. Life is really not that short, guys. Like I've always said, life is not that short. Maybe it's short for some people, but for me, it has been a long journey. It almost feels like grueling. It almost feels like I'm just like dragging along my life, right? Now, you could say, well, because maybe you're not doing what everybody else is doing. No, it's not because of that, guys. We all have the same amount of time. So you could say that it's more grueling for others than or whatnot, but we all have the same exact amount of time in a day. I'm gonna crack this water bottle because I'm trying to sober up here, guys. All right, let me get into it. When you start to realize things for what it is, conserving a life force energy. It doesn't go any brighter than that, and I got enough sunlight. When you start to realize for life for what it is, you realize we're all programmed from birth. What you do, where you sit, what you eat, who you interact with, who's your friends, right? Who's not your friends, who your mother will allow into the home, who she won't allow. Everything is programmed, right? From the people that she once were okay with, to now you're not okay with them for whatever reasons. Maybe they see things differently than you. A lot of division, right? A lot of people are not able to accept somebody because they think differently. Right, guys? We're programmed. The more you awaken, and the more you see life for what it is and the truth, right? Everything is backward. Everything is reverse psychology, if we really think about it. On the internet, if you look up semen retention, they say be abstinent for, 1 to 3 days. If you choose to procreate, right? Have offspring. My left eye is like way more red than my right eye. It's kind of weird, guys. That's like a trick right there, guys. Just put like a cold water bottle or something on your eye, and it'll actually it'll turn whiter. Watch. By the end of the video, you'll see. If I don't drink this whole water bottle. Anyways, guys, you're told to. I know, I kind of lost track. We're told lies is the truth, right, guys? Most of our life, we're told lies. More people are waking up to the truth. More people are realizing that we're all programmed. Now, I'm not saying that like having some social structure, of course, that's important. But at the same time, at least having your freedom to do what you want to some degree is important, right, guys? The boundaries are definitely limited, right, guys? Every time I film a video, there's always an airplane. There's always an airplane. That's how you know, like they're trying to like send airplanes right when I start to film videos. Whenever you're speaking truth, they send like a big old airplane to fly over to freaking distort the message. Because there wasn't airplanes like an hour ago. There was no airplanes. I mean, whether I'm just filming at the time when airplanes come, or they just are specifically trying to send airplanes overhead to distort my message, I don't know. But I think it's a bit of both. Every time there's airplanes, I mean, that's not a coincidence, guys. Like, that's definitely like something that they're doing. Maybe they're listening in to some degree. Maybe there's somebody in a van with like a big old like radio, kind of like, you get what I'm saying. Somebody in a van with like a headset on, and they have like a little like satellite that they're listening in to my words. Who knows? I don't think I'm that special, guys. But let's get back to what I'm talking about here. I'm not big on conspiracy theories or whatever, and kicking knowledge to people is honestly like honestly, it doesn't get out to the masses. They don't allow it to. If they did, more people would be awoke. More people would understand the reasons why we're stuck in this box. We're slaves. Another airplane. Let me put it like this, guys. I don't really mind what it is, because I realize it's the destiny. We're supposed to do what we're supposed to do, whether it be bad, whether it be good. Now, I'm not saying I go do like horrific things, guys. Like, you wouldn't be on this channel if you were doing that, or you wouldn't be watching this video if you were doing some bad stuff, guys. But I'm trying to point out the picture of like, you've done maybe a couple like bad things and you think that are really bad, but they're really not so bad. They're not really that bad, guys. Like, they're like whatever, you know what I mean? It's not that serious. What I'm trying to point out here, guys, is you're going to realize that you're not really meant for this world. I think that's what Yash said. If you're more awoke and you understand if you understand things for what they are, shout out to Yash, man, because Yash, he explains so many things in the spiritual realm that I could explain it kind of how he explains it, because we're kind of similar, but I mean, he's a white guy, but whatever, you know what I mean? But I'm showing you the truth, right, guys? I decided to stop drinking for a little while. Like, this was my last bit of like alcohol, so I'm just gonna put it down for a while, maybe a couple months. Last time I stopped drinking, I stopped for 5 months, 6 months, right, guys? A long time. When you stop for that while, whatever you're stopping, whatever it might be, guys, realize that temptations, people are going to try to bring you back into your old habits, and they're going to bring you back subtly. You might be gone for like 4 months. You might be gone for a certain amount of time. Then somebody just randomly, just out of nowhere, just is like, hey, hit this bottle with me. drink this or whatever with me, because that's like their norm. Even though you're not really about that, just you hanging out with that individual, you're starting to change your frequency. And lower frequencies, guys, in life, they try to pull you back down to where you were. It's hard to stay away from things that you previously did because that's who you were. Right, guys? To break free into who you need to be in life, guys, you have to fully give it up. When you fully give it up, you're giving up a lot of times your friends. You're giving up, family members. You're giving up interactions that you would have with certain individuals. Conversations, right? It doesn't make you weird or nothing. A lot of people are like, oh, you're weird because you don't drink or you don't smoke or whatever. You're not weird, guys. There's many people out there who don't do these things, but or watch content, right? But you have to realize, like, you're not really for this world. You're a guy who doesn't drink. You're a guy who doesn't, smoke. You're a guy who doesn't watch content. You're a bit different. Now, I'm not saying, like, okay, when you first begin, right, guys? Here's the thing. Let me put it into perspective. When you first begin doing this, people still see you as who you were, right? Because you still have like a lingering smell. Maybe you're detoxing. Maybe it's been a couple days since you hadn't drank. Maybe it's been a couple weeks, but you still have it on your mind. You're thinking about, okay, maybe this weekend I might drink or whatever. Now, think about it when you're years deep. Years deep of not drinking, not smoking, no content. You are a different individual. I mean, really think about it, guys. Like, think about if you've ever gone like a couple months without all these things. You're different. You think different. You move different. You feel different. You actually are doing different things. You're out doing different things. You are so different from the norm, because the norm does those things because they cope. They do it most of the time to cope with like the day-to-day activities of their life. Okay, I had a stressful day, I might drink. Okay, I had whatever. They're not drinking to just some are, but they're usually not drinking to be like, they have it like in a habitual, and they also have it in like a relief. They look at it as a relief to whatever they had done through the day, right? And they look at it as like a party aspect too. So it's like three things in one. Now, if you're a guy who just like looks at it like, I really don't need it, you're different, right? They're looking at you like, don't you do anything stressful where you'll need something to drink? Don't you do anything that's like, you get what I'm saying, guys. Like, all three of those examples. Now, I'm not like all there right now, of course, in this video, because, hey, I am the kind of guy who likes to finish off whatever I bought. So it is what it is, guys. Don't look at me and be like, oh, well, since you like have drank a little bit, now you're not accurate with what you're saying. You can still be very accurate and very aware as you have drank or smoked or whatever, guys. Like, you can still be very attentive and understanding to certain things, guys. Of course, you're going to come off more accurate if you haven't, but sometimes that's too strong for some people. That's why you kind of have to have the contrast between when you are inebriated and when you are not inebriated, right? So they can see the difference between which is what is, right, guys? That's probably not the best way to explain it, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like somebody, obviously not obliterated, guys. You don't want to be obliterated trying to like make a YouTube video, but I'm trying to say like just a little bit. All right, whatever, you can see the difference between the previous videos when I had been, sober for a couple months at least. And even the videos before that, I've been sober for months, right? Compared to now, where it's like, not very much, but you get what you get what I mean, guys. Truth is, what Yash said, I always like to bring it back to Yash because his channel really like made me open my mind. Is it's all about destiny. It doesn't mean that like, okay, if I say what I say now, it doesn't mean it's always going to remain true through the rest of my life. Like, I might be like, okay, I'm not going to drink, but it doesn't mean I'm going to like not drink for the next, say if I live another 40 years, right, guys? Doesn't mean I'm just going to put down the bottle for 40 years, right? I mean, who's really going to be that serious, right? Just how I was talking about being a monk, right? Who's really going to be like, I'm just not going to watch content. I'm not going to sleep with women for 40 years, right? That's crazy. I'm not going to smoke for 40 years. Like, no, like, guys, like, be real with yourself. Like, there's some things you just know. You can just feel it. Like, there's just something that you probably are not going to pick up. And if you do pick up, it's only going to be a phase, right? Now, other things, it's like, you just know. It's just like you don't really have the desire for it anymore. I've noticed with drinking, it's kind of like a phase, right, guys? So I might say right now, like how I've said in the beginning of the video, that I'm going to put down the bottle, whatnot. Yeah, for sure I will. But for how long? I don't know. I'm not putting a time limit on how long. You get what I mean, guys? It's not like, oh, I'm going to do it for however long I'm going to stop. Why is that? Because you don't want to put yourself in a box. You never want to put yourself in a box because you never know when you might need said thing for whatever reason. Now, obviously, drinking is not a very healthy thing, but I'm just saying that you never know. You might need it, or it might come up in your life and you decide to do it whenever you choose to, right, guys? Let's get back into retention. So the content, right, guys? It kind of relates to the content as well, guys. If you are watching content, another airplane flying over, guys. Actually, a pretty big one too. If you're watching the content you're releasing, guys, understand that there's only one thing I've found through releasing a lot, because I've released a lot. I think a lot of guys on the channel, they've released a lot too. Most of us have. It's just what it is, guys. It's part of the journey. Only thing that recovers you fully, kind of, it's not fruits and vegetables. It's not meats and nuts and seeds and stuff like that, pumpkin seeds and stuff. No, that doesn't really do it, guys. The only thing that does it is dark chocolate. Now, this is like a secret. Why is it dark chocolate? Dark chocolate has something called nitric oxide, or L-arginine, in it, which increases your blood flow. And it also has a lot of vitamins and minerals. It has something in it in particular, not just zinc, but something along the lines. I think it has copper too, but it has something in it that replenishes it, right? If you eat dark chocolate, especially the highest percentage, like if I don't think you can get 100%, but I've gotten 98% before, or close to it, for some reason, when you release, I don't like to get into all the details here, guys, but I'm just saying, like, it's healthier. You get the picture, guys? So why is it like that? It's the plant itself, right? The cocoa. I talked about cocoa, using it for your skin products. I've talked about coconut oil, using it for the hair. Like, if you're using cocoa anything cocoa, right? Cocoa nut, cocoa butter, dark chocolate is made from cocoa, right? It has a lot of phytonutrients is what you're looking for. Those phytonutrients is what's in also fruits and vegetables, and it also has a lot of antioxidants and things like that in it, guys. So that's what's going to help replenish you if you do relapse a lot or you release a lot. I've noticed if you do release, guys, like your shins, right? Your shins. What I'm talking about, right, guys? You're freaking right before your knee, right before your foot. Your shins are going to get weak. They're going to get really weak, guys. You're losing bone marrow. You're losing DNA. You're losing cartilage. Now, science says this isn't true, whatever. I don't believe in science, guys. I honestly, like some things, they don't have the full studies. They just say that they do. They say, oh, it's this and that and the third or whatever. They don't have enough. They don't have enough research behind it to really say, like, hey, like, this is what happens when you release. Like, no, they haven't done enough studies, guys. And every time I try to, like, tell them, or not tell them, but just put that out in the air, then like an airplane flies over or whatever. But I'm just saying, guys. Believe what you want. I know for a fact when I used to release when I was in my 20s, my shins did not hurt. My knees didn't hurt. My bones weren't cracking and crunching. You get into your 30s and close to your 40s, you start releasing a lot. You feel like a freaking old person. You feel old. You feel like ancient. Like it's hard to get out of bed and stuff. You're like a zombie. You really do. You really feel the effects of releasing, guys. Like, I don't know why they don't like put that out there. They don't want to let people know. Maybe because they want people to die off sooner. Who knows, right, guys? Anyways, yeah, it takes a lot to produce. I mean, even in certain religions, they speak about this stuff, like brahmacharya and things like that, guys. Like they talk about it takes 10 parts per blood for one ejaculation, right? You are literally tanking your blood, which makes sense. Like you have to release your blood into a woman to have an offspring, right, guys? So, I mean, every time you release, you're releasing blood, guys. So just think about that. And if you get a blood donation or whatever, if you give blood to people, how do you feel after you give blood, right? It takes a while to recover. You need vitamin C and minerals and all sorts of other things, iron. Common sense, guys. Come on. Try not to release as much. That's what I'm trying to point out here, guys. It's not about never releasing, because you will release, especially in the beginning if you're addicted to these like contents. I think it was easier in the past when we didn't have so much internet to just be promoting women like half naked dancing around. Like these women that are in these like tight clothing and stuff, like where do you see them in real life, right, guys? You go to the store or whatever, you don't see women in like some like skimpy dress, right? Dancing in front of you. I mean, sometimes you do. Sometimes you might see like a girl in something tight and then you notice her like, okay, yeah, for sure. She looks good. But that's less likely that you're going to release because you're not in the comforts of your home, right, guys? So the truth is, being more masculine is harder nowadays because there's so much advertised. Even with men are like walking around without the shirt everywhere, guys. Like it's about being more presentable, one, because there's a lot of men who aren't walking around like in public. Like who's walking around without their shirt, unless you're like a buff like Jack dude, or unless you're like at the beach or something. or just at a park working out. If you're working out, yeah, okay, you can go without your shirt. But if you're not working out, it's like, why are you showing yourself on the internet like that, right, guys? It's like there's a lot of guys who are showing themselves on the internet without shirts. It's like, man, you're showing the public. Like, there's a difference between showing like a progress, right? Okay, this is how I look at 200 something pounds, and then this is how I look, at 160 pounds, right? I'm 250, now I'm 160. This is how I look. Okay, cool. You can show that picture without your shirt, but you shouldn't be on public. You shouldn't be like on these websites and stuff just showing your body. Like it shouldn't just be like normal. That should be for the bedroom, guys. Like that should be really for your significant other. You shouldn't be like, especially if you're in a relationship, showing like your physical physique out to like the masses of people. Just, hey, this is me, just without a shirt. No, my friend, no. Look, given that if it's a really hot day, wear a tank top or something, right, guys? It's a really hot day, but just on the internet, it's like the internet should be treated as if it were like in person, right, guys? Like, if you don't want to be like, you get hired at a new job, a couple employees are like, what's your Instagram or whatever? They see you on the Instagram with your shirt off and you're like doing push-ups or pull-ups or whatever. It's like, bro, like yeah, they might be like, yeah, you have a great body or whatever, but you don't need to show your body to prove that you're already strong, right, guys? Like, they understand that you already have a physique. They understand that you already are good. And really, that should be just for the privacy of like your own home with your woman, if you have a woman, right? And if not, then you should be holding out until you find one, right? Now, I'm not saying it because I don't have like a six pack or whatever. I'm just saying that's just the realities of what it should be, right, guys? Whether if you have a six pack or not, guys, it's not about like it's not about being outside and flaunting, not flaunting even, but just showing it. Now, if you're running, that's different. Like you need oxygen. You need to have your shirt off if you're running. Like, you kind of need to have your shirt off, or have kind of bare minimum, like just some shorts or something and like a wife beater. Okay, yeah, you can run with just that. But there's times when it's too hot. Yeah, you might need to take off your shirt, that's acceptable. But just having your shirt off, just walking around in public, it's just too revealing, right, guys? Be conscious of the people who are around you, and even kids, right? Kids don't need to see you. And same with women, right? Women do this too. They're wearing like skin tight clothing, and bare minimum clothing, some shorts all the way up to here, right? In front of their kids and stuff. It's like, is that really necessary? You get what I'm saying, guys? People only show stuff like that as if they have the body for it, and they're showing it because they either want attention, or they're showing it because they have it and others don't. But really, there's no benefit to it, right, guys? Like, there's not really much of a benefit to doing it. Maybe in certain scenarios there kind of is, but no, guys, like, you shouldn't be at the grocery store wearing some short shorts. You shouldn't be at the grocery store not wearing a regular shirt, guys. Like, wear a regular shirt. Be professional, guys. That's all I have to say. Do what you want to do. I'm not trying to judge you guys or not trying to tell you what to do or how to live, guys, but I'm just being honest. Retain, be more professional, because none of that matters, guys. Like, to be honest, especially as you get a little bit older and like you get my age, right? I'm almost going to be I'm going to be 40 in 5 years, guys. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, when you're 40 years old, and if you got a great body, that's great, Say if I retained for 5 years. From here on out, 5 years, steady streak. The amount of women that are going to approach me, even while I'm just wearing like a shirt like this, is going to be so much more than if I'm like dressed bare minimal. Why? Because it's about what you say. It's about your demeanor. It's about who you are. It's about how you present yourself, guys. It's not about like what you are showing or revealing. It's like these muscles, this gains, all that. Like, yeah, that's cool. That's only necessary for certain things and certain times. Like, really, it's about like how strong you are and how strong your seed is. Can you produce another child? And if even if they're not into having children, but just can you hold a conversation and hold like a meaningful relationship between you and your female, right? Or I shouldn't say female, but just your woman or your significant other, if you want to put it that way, guys. I don't even say woman. That's not like a proper way of putting it. I guess you could say that because women say man or whatever, but women think it's weird when men say woman, but women say man. Who knows, right? Who knows with all that? But anyways, guys, I know I talked a bit on this. I went all over the place. I've been talking about a bunch of different things about drinking and whatnot, guys. You'll see me in a much different light. And the next time I film a video, I'm going to, chill off the drinking for a little bit, guys. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. Like, that's the thing I don't like about drinking is that, like, you're in a flow state, and your flow state just gets broken apart because you, like, lose your thought. Or your brain can't compute. Your brain's not working as efficient. And you want your brain to be working as efficient as possible. The more efficient your brain works, the better. But then like other people get weirded out because they're not on the same level. You like say something like super like accurate, they get weird because they're like, oh shit, like this guy really, excuse my language, sorry. They get like, oh my god, like this guy really knows what's going on. He sees through the veil. It's not even just seeing through the veil, it's just you see the person for who they are. You see all the flaws and imperfections a lot of the times, and they go, oh wow, okay, yeah, especially if they are drinking. Some of them don't care, they're too inebriated, they don't care in the moment, but they don't want you to be looking at them. Even if you're not judging, they know that your eyes are very piercing. You're seeing everything for what it is. You might not be judging, but they don't want to be seen in that light. You get what I mean? Your eyes are like a light. They're like beaming down on them. Or not even down on them, but they're just beaming through them in a way. You're just trying to look at them. You're like, hey, what's going on, man? They could tell the difference between of your voice and their voice, right, guys? Because their voice is clear and correct and powerful, and yours is kind of like all over the place, right? Especially if you release, guys. Like, I've noticed when you release, you feel shy. Your voice is crackly. Voice doesn't come out. It's like you're like forcing it out. Like you're like trying to like say it, and it doesn't come out. People don't hear your voice. A couple months strong, you talk and it's like the whole neighborhood hears you. It's not that crazy, but yeah, it really is like that. It's like, damn, they're like, whoa, who is this guy? Like, couple months, like I would say 3 months of no drink, no smoke, no release. Guys, 3 months solid. You meet somebody for the first time, like a woman or something, and you just shake her hand and you just have that confidence. Your chest is like poked out, like your posture is all straight. Your eyes are like nice and white. You shake her hand, you just have this protruding confidence. You just shake her hand, you go, hey, you don't even go, hey, you're really just like, it's not even silent. Like your words are just I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean you're loud or nothing, but just your words are clear and correct. And she's like, whoa, like I've never felt that energy before. A lot of women don't feel that kind of energy on the day-to-day basis. So many men are releasing. So, yeah, 90 days strong, and you walk up to her, introduce yourself, and you're not like trying to sleep with her or nothing. Like you're not trying to like get with this woman, but you just the confidence that's flowing from you is enough in itself. Like she might not even be interested in you guys. Like it's not about interest or whatever guys, but I'm just saying like the impression she's going to have on you is much stronger than if like you came up, you shook her hand, you're like, hey, I'm blah, blah, blah. And you're quiet like a mouse and you don't have any like strength behind your words, and you smell like freaking smoke and drink and whatnot, and you're just this, like there's a different kind of energy. Some girls are interested in that because they're already low vibration. That's what they're doing, right? Now if you're like a high vibrational like beaming of light, like, and you just come up to them and you just shake their hand and you're just like, I'm so-and-so, and you just like, not like arrogant wise, but you're just like, I'm so-and-so, and you're just like, you're straight and you're strong and you're humble. On top of that, they're gonna be like, whoa. It kind of like makes them intimidated because they look at themselves and they're like, I'm not that yet, or I might not be able to become that unless I give up some of the things that I did in the past, right? So just think about it in that aspect. So don't judge anybody, don't look at anybody in any way of like a down. Just remember that the further you go on your journey and the destiny that you have and the path that you're going down, you're not really meant for this world, guys. Like, especially nowadays, and how many people are doing the wrong things. You're going to be a knight in shining armor, right? Walking through a shadow, walking through a field of, not even a field, just walking through a dark tunnel of, I don't want to make it all like mythical and stuff, guys. I can paint this like vivid picture, guys. I just want to say that you're going to be different, right? You're going to be different. Let's put it that way. The more different you are, and the more like pure and innocent and more, because that's what becomes of you, right? The more unaware you are of things, people don't know how to understand you because they think that you should be where they are, or you should be doing the same things, right? Anyways, guys, I think I've said enough. Peace out, guys. Leave a comment below.